Imagine showing up to work and finding your three coworkers have vanished, leaving behind only half-eaten meals and eerie silence. No, it is not the setup for a new horror movie. It is the baffling true story of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers. Buckle up, because this tale has more twists than a Scottish sea storm. Number 10. The ghostly silence of the lighthouse. Setting the stage. It was December 1900, and the Flannan Isles off the coast of Scotland were as desolate as they come. Remote and surrounded by treacherous seas, these islands were home to the Eilean Moor Lighthouse, where three men stood guard: Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald MacArthur. Little did anyone know, these keepers were about to vanish without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that would haunt maritime history. Imagine this: a lighthouse perched on a cliff, battered by wind and waves. Then silence. The kind of silence that makes you wonder if the wind decided to stop just to listen in on the mystery. That is the eerie quiet that settled over the Flannan Isles after the keeper's sudden disappearance. Number 9. The grim discovery when relief arrives. The first sign that something was wrong came when a relief vessel, the Hesperus, arrived on December 26th. The lighthouse, usually a beacon of safety, was eerily dark. Joseph Moore, the relief keeper, was sent ashore to investigate. He found the door to the lighthouse unlocked, and inside, everything was in perfect order, except for the men. They had vanished, leaving behind half-eaten meals and a toppled chair, as if someone had left in a hurry. The clocks had stopped ticking, adding a cinematic touch to the eerie scene. It was like the lighthouse was frozen in time, a haunted house without the ghosts, or so we think. Number 8. The missing log entries, clues that puzzle. As Moore and the crew of the Hesperus searched the lighthouse, they stumbled upon the logbook. The last entry was dated December 15th, a week before their arrival. It contained a chilling account of severe winds and how the keepers were praying for their lives. Strangely, no such storm was reported in the area, according to weather records. The log entries also described an atmosphere of dread, with one entry stating, "The storm is over. The seas are calm. God is over all." Now, these were tough, seasoned lighthouse keepers, not the type to scare easily. So, what was it that had them so terrified? Was it something they saw, something that could not be logged with words alone? Number 7. The unsettling theories, natural disasters, or the supernatural. When news of the disappearance broke, theories began to swirl. The most popular explanation was that a rogue wave had swept the men out to sea. After all, the island was notorious for its steep cliffs and unpredictable seas. However, skeptics pointed out that this did not explain why one of the keeper's oilskins, a heavy-duty raincoat, was still hanging inside. Why would an experienced keeper, especially during a storm, step outside without his oilskin? Then came the supernatural theories. Sea serpents, ghosts, even alien abductions were suggested. Yes, alien abductions, because when humans cannot find answers, we often look to the stars, or in this case, the sea. Number 6. The investigators' report, filling in the gaps. A formal investigation was conducted by the Northern Lighthouse Board. Their report concluded that the men had likely been swept away by a massive wave while attempting to secure a crane on the island's western landing. The report was meticulous, but it left room for doubt. For instance, no bodies were ever found, and experienced keepers like Marshall, Ducat, and MacArthur would have known better than to venture out in such conditions. The official narrative tied things up neatly, but like an unsatisfying ending to a thriller, it left the audience wanting more. Was it really just a freak accident, or was there something more sinister at play? Number 5. The mystery deepens, where legends are born. As time passed, the legend of the Flannan Isles keepers grew. Locals whispered tales of sea monsters and ancient curses. Some believed the men had been lured away by the Blue Men of the Minch, mythical sea creatures said to inhabit the waters around the Hebrides. According to legend, these blue-skinned men could sink ships and drag sailors to their doom. While it sounds like the stuff of bedtime stories, these myths fed into the atmosphere of the unknown that surrounded the keeper's fate. People love a good ghost story, especially one set in a desolate lighthouse on a stormy Scottish isle. And this one ticked all the boxes. Number 4. The modern speculations. New light on an old mystery. With advances in technology and modern understanding of maritime phenomena, new theories have emerged. Some suggest that an infrasound event, low-frequency sound waves caused by natural occurrences like earthquakes, could have triggered feelings of fear and panic, leading the keepers to flee. Others believe a freak wave, known as a rogue wave, might have indeed struck the island, powerful enough to snatch men from land without leaving much trace. But even these scientific explanations cannot fully satisfy the craving for a complete narrative. The fact remains that we will never know for certain what happened to the keepers, making this mystery as enduring as the lighthouse itself. Number 3. Pop culture and paranormal frenzy, feeding the imagination. The mystery of the Flannan Isles has seeped into pop culture, inspiring poems, songs, and films. It has become a go-to story for those fascinated by the paranormal. From eerie documentaries to ghost hunting TV specials, the tale of the vanished keepers has been told and retold, each time with a slightly different spin. Some versions feature supernatural elements like ghosts or time portals, while others stick to the cold, hard facts. It is the perfect campfire story, blending just the right amount of horror, suspense, and reality to keep listeners on the edge of their seats. It seems the more we know about the event, the more we want to let our imaginations run wild. Number 2. The lasting impact, a cautionary tale. The disappearance of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers serves as a cautionary tale for those who brave the sea. To this day, the story is recounted in maritime training, a grim reminder of the unpredictability of nature. The lighthouse was later automated in 1971, and now it stands as a lonely sentinel on Island Moor, still flashing its light across the waters. It is as if the lighthouse itself is keeping vigil, forever watching for the return of its lost keepers. In a way, their story has become part of the island's very fabric, woven into the howling winds and crashing waves. Number 1. The haunting legacy. Why this mystery endures. Over a century has passed, yet the story of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers refuses to fade into obscurity. It continues to intrigue, baffle, and haunt those who hear it. Perhaps it is because the mystery embodies a timeless fear, the fear of the unknown. In a world where we seek answers for everything, this story reminds us that some mysteries remain unsolved. And maybe that is why we keep coming back to it, dissecting it, theorizing about it. In the end, the story of Thomas Marshall, James Duquette, and Donald MacArthur is not just about a disappearance. It is about the human fascination with the unexplained, the unknowable, and the endlessly haunting. That's all for today's video. If this mystery kept you on the edge of your seat, smash that like button and subscribe. Because let's be honest, who does not love a good ghost story with a side of reality?